Train, opening new prospects in the ever-changing landscape of this farm. It now proudly shows why it should be considered as part and parcel of the Kanilai farms. Having established by the president, who is synonymous with success, the farm could not have done less, both in output and quality. He has now approved the harvesting of the main produce making of the cultivation, ranging from watermelon, plantain, and banana.
Because when we are here during the rainy season, transplanting the cocos. A lot of people were saying that no, the only thing that can be good here is only the cocos and then the palm trees. But then when we sit and then discuss, and then we decided to make so many crops, to see whether what people are saying is a fact.
So they were still skeptical that watermelon will not do well here?
No, yeah, they were saying that watermelon will not do well here. So this is why we have a small piece of watermelon where we contributed, but we have seen that it's doing well.
It's doing well.
Yes.
So, but I think you can expand on this next year.
Yes, next year, in fact, we're thinking of farming the whole world now.
A tone of confidence echoing in this moment of great achievement.
If you harvest, that one is always off. You destroy it, so that the young ones can come again. If you leave it there, the young ones will not have the chance to come up.
So these ones are not yet matured. That's why you are leaving
matured. They are not yet matured. If you can come closer, I will show you how you know the banana is matured. You see these lines. When it is fully matured, you will not see these lines.
It will completely disappear.
Disappear. And you will know it from here at the tip. It's always dry. The tip is always dry. And sometimes you can come here too. If you look at the ending, if at all there is another...
That's the tip, okay.
Yeah, that's the tip. If you know that, it's not yet matured, how do you know it? You will observe it here. If it's not fully, knows that still there are chance to others to come out.
Okay, what are the signs? Now, okay, as a layman, how will I know that this is not matured now?
It's not matured because you see this one. You give time to this one too.
Okay, the ones right at the bottom. You give time also the ones right at the bottom.
Yeah, and after, if you know that it is well matured, this tip here will be dry off, just like that one there. You see, the tip is always like this.
It comes fully into the spectrum of the president's broad and diverse practices. This harvest paints a generally positive picture and a statement of confidence which reaffirms the importance of attaining food self-sufficiency.
If you are doing something and then doing it with clean heart, Allah will help you.
That's very important.
Yeah, because if you look at all these people, they are less than, I think they are less than even 10, or not even more than 10. Okay, but they are working with good faith. So this is why whatever they put here,
yeah, they are dedicated.
Yes.
It's our dedication.
Yeah, because most of the people will say, my friend, man, monka is my office like I'm of mother. No way. Sometimes you need to leave office.
And do something.
Yeah, and then do something. Now, if I want to go to the market now to get this,
it will cost you quite a lot of money. Yeah,
it will cost me about $125 or 100. But right now, I can eat it free.
Production is non-stop here. Apart from the thriving varieties, more areas are being prepared for cultivation, shifting the usually traditional tone to come up with new methods and approaches that will ensure improvement in the sector. The same avenues are being explored elsewhere in the greater Banjul area. To say the president's farms are only restricted in Kanilai and its surroundings will be a wrong assumption. They are equally important fields so close to the capital in speaking of the impact of the president's clarion call. This one in Brufut is one of them. The harvesting at this 10-hectare groundnut farm attracted volunteers from the communities of Mandinaring and Kumbo Kerewan, but more hands are needed in the completion of the process. And National Youth Mobilizer Pierre Minte, who was present in the farm, has been urged to steer a sense of response from the youths. The tour ended in Bijulo at the former OMS clinic, where this community is manifesting great farming skills and proficiency in the cultivation of a plot measuring 6.5 hectares. 3 varieties of cassava are being nursed to maturity by the women and men of Bijulo, which they describe as a token gesture and support of the president's call. Pa Bojang is again the brain behind this initiative, and he has brought on board an agri expert to help in the running of the farm. His name is Ahmad Fall, who proved himself worthy of such trust. Abdinjai, GRCS.
Well, highlights of the tour of those farms will come tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. The Gambia Supreme Islamic Council informs the general public that today, Thursday, the 15th of November 2012, is the first day of Muharram, the first month of the Muslim calendar, and the 9th and 10th day of Muharram will be on Friday, the 23rd, and Saturday, 24th of November 2012. In this light, the Council, in collaboration with the Imam Ratib of Banjul, wishes to announce Friday, 23rd November 2012 will be the day of Tashwa, and Saturday, 24th November 2012 will be the day of Yom Ashura, locally known as Tamharit, for the year 1434 AH. The Supreme Islamic Council, through a media release, reminds the Muslim Ummah about the importance of fasting these 2 days. The Council also wishes His Excellency, the President, Professor Jammeh, and government and the entire Muslim Ummah and the Gambia a blessed celebration of the feast of Yom Ashura. That announcement takes us to our first break. We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia. Welcome back. An Israeli air raid has killed a leading Hamas military figure, Ahmad al-Jabari, in the Gaza Strip. The militant Palestinian group describes the killing of its top commander as the opening of the gates of hellfire by Israel. Both sides have been trading reprisal attacks in a sudden intensification of violence. The United Nations has called for unrestrained truce, but as we hear in this report, anger and outrage is growing on both sides.
With the targeted killing on Wednesday of Ahmad Jabari, the head of Hamas's military wing, the Israeli armed forces unleashed a major operation striking long-range missile capabilities of Hamas and the Islamic Jihad. Ahmad Jabari worked a long time to be ready for this day. He directed a large number of operations which were all successful. Today his victory came as a martyr. As thousands of people took part in the funeral march of the Hamas military chief, who directed the abduction of Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit in 2006, reprisal shootings set the number of victims sky high. At least 15 Palestinians were killed and 115 others injured by more than 150 airstrikes by Israel. On the Palestinian side, the Ezzeddin al-Qassam brigades launched more than 100 rockets against Israeli towns. One rocket was not intercepted and killed 3 people in the town of Kiryat Malachi.
Hamas and its terrorist allies targeting our civilian population with rockets, with missiles, on an ongoing basis. And what we're trying to do now in Gaza is to hit the Hamas military machine.
Israel is not excluding a ground operation in Gaza. It has received backing from London and Washington. Qatar, Egypt and Iran have condemned the Israeli operation.
Well, before we draw the curtains on this edition of the news, a look once again at our top stories. President Jammeh has called for more commitment and dedication to duty as he presides over the swearing-in ceremony of the new Minister of Information and Communications Infrastructure. Vice President Jais Sedi has joined leaders from across the world in the Bangladeshi capital, Dhaka, where they discussed issues bordering on population growth and its implication on the world. Israeli military and civilian leaders have threatened Gaza with more punitive actions a day after a surgical airstrike killed Ahmad al-Jabari, Hamas's top military commander. And China has made another rare leadership change, with Xi Jinping becoming the president of the world's most populous nation. That's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for being there, and do stay tuned to GRCS and enjoy the range of our programs. From me, Farmer Fofan, and the rest of the news team, have a good night.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the Gambia Radio and Television Services, to this special program dedicated to looking at. My name is Ismail Senghor, and with me in the studio are special guests from diverse areas. On my far right over there you have Alhaji Bobo Jallo, who is the